All right, we live, players. We live.
All right, cool.
All right, guys. Welcome to the Flying High Podcast slash Birds of Prey ATL, which is the same thing. Um, like I said, before we get started, I just want to say go follow Just Good Network on Facebook and YouTube. Follow Birds of Prey ATL on Facebook and YouTube. And just follow us, man. Come join us and give us y'all feedback. Let us know what you think. And I'm your host, Travis. This is my co host, Nathan. And this is my other co-host, Sean.
How y'all
And we're here to
doing?
talk about little Falcons football, man. Like just catching up. We know it's been a while since we've been with you guys, and we're just talking about preseason and things that's been going on. So the first question into question number one: how do we feel about the preseason? Start with you, Sean.
It was tough, man. To basically we went 0-3, right? We end up going
Always,
0-3, man.
always.
Then look, then yeah, we usually don't do too well in the preseason, but it didn't look great, But at the same time, I always say it's just the preseason. We didn't see Matt Ryan one time. I don't think we really seen a lot of our starters. Calvin Ridley, we seen Kyle Pitts the last game. It was good to see him get like a 20-yard reception, about 15 yards after the catch as well. A little burst on him. I think he said he was really nervous. He wasn't as confident as he probably made it seem himself. So I mean, it was cool to see the players out there, man. Falcon football, the stadium, and everything like that, But I mean, it didn't look too good. And I know we're gonna talk about the offensive line and things later, so I'm not gonna get too much on that. But I mean, to not see football in about a year, man, or I guess 8 months since the last game in January, it didn't look too good for the Falcons, man. But at the same time, it's just preseason, and hopefully with Arthur Smith and this new staff, man, we'll see a lot different come Philadelphia. But I got to be honest, it didn't look too good from the second and third stringers, man.
Oh yeah, I agree. I agree. I'm staying optimistic for the
Hmm.
most part. I just enjoy football. Want to stick with the process and believe in this process that the new coaching regime has. Make sure the backups and the young kids are ready for game time. So I
Right.
totally understand why we didn't see a la Matt Ryan or Calvin Ridley, Russell Gage. The only one that I was kind of really upset was Jeff Hennessy. Him
Okay.
being a second year player, learning a new scheme, and I really expected him to get majority of some snaps with those young players, so he can get caught up to speed and to see how his development where it had from where he started last year to where it's at now.
Hmm.
So I mean, besides that, I mean, Dean P showed us a little bit to get excited, but at the same time, that last preseason game with Cleveland, like, I didn't understand. Like they
Yeah.
they was real vanilla. They was real vanilla.
Right.
But hey, it's football season. It's just preseason, like you said, Sean. So let's just hope and pray these next 2 weeks or this next week we come full prepared for the Eagles.
Oh, definitely.
Well, I just want to say that well, like like Sean was saying, it was more or less the more things change, the more things stay the same. And preseason was no exception to the rule.
Hmm.
And we look like Falcons. Uh, that's as far as I can put that. And like I said, we had a couple bright spots. I thought Okendeji really stood out
Yeah.
in the preseason. He stepped his game up. He did excellent. He's gonna be good for us. I think he's really gonna be a bright spot. End up being a starter eventually.
Hmm.
Um, and Richie Grant really stood out. You know what I mean? He had his moments. Like I said, Erol Thompson stood out.
Yeah.
Like a lot of players, man, that was kind of going under the radar stood out. Caleb Huntley, he really stood out. The running back, even though he got cut,
Mhm.
but
Yeah.
Hey,
he played. He played pretty good. I thought he deserved to make the team, but that's just me, But obviously they had a different way they wanted to go, and we ended up coming out good by doing what we had to do. But
Yeah.
um, defense, the very first preseason game, they looked really good.
Hmm.
Um, but we got some things we got to work on, man. You know what I mean?
Yo, is it always that trend with us when we have a good showing with defense, but the offense don't show up, and vice versa? When we move the ball on offense, defense don't show up. It's like a cliche with us.
Yeah, it's like we either got one or we ain't got the other one. It's like they're never on the same page.
Yo,
And basically the offense, man, they just gotta I really wanted to see the whole four offense together to see what we got, because you got to get that continuity and that timing together.
exactly.
And you got to stop going through practice just doing walkthroughs, not tackling, because when you get in the game, it shows. That's why they was missing a lot of tackles. It shows.
Definitely.
So when they did that, I wasn't surprised, because if you don't get your body calloused over, so to speak, getting those bumps and bruises of taking hits, NFL hits, you can't expect to get in the game and just be tackling all crazy and going bananas on people. Like, you just can't expect to do that. So it was more or less the same. I expected it because, Arthur Smith, I don't know what he's doing as far as how Matt Ryan not get one snap when Tom Brady is out there playing in preseason is beyond.
That's crazy right
there. Like, if that man is out there playing, Matt Ryan need to have his ass out there playing. That's just
a new system too. And I just go ahead, Travis.
Oh no, you finna you go. We here. You finna go. Go ahead. Go. You come out the style. Just finna go there.
I agree, man, and it's a new system. You see the two of the Super Bowl teams playing a lot of their starters, the Chiefs and Tampa Bay. Mahomes out there playing a half, and I understand. Different teams do different things, but at the same time, it's like this is a new head coach. This is kind of a new staff. Like, not one rep. You know what I mean? It's not like Matt Ryan's coming off a Dak Prescott injury where we will play Dak, but the injury we don't know. No, he's healthy, and man, real quick, I'm not gonna have. I was gonna have the comparison when RG3. People remember real quick. He had got hurt in his rookie season. He skipped all the preseason the next year because he wanted to get healthy. And I wasn't gonna say the comparison because Matt Ryan wasn't hurt last year. But when he came in, I remember he had the commercials. 2013, all in for week 1. He looked rusty. I think, and I still think, no matter if you're, especially the quarterback position in a new system, I think you got to play at least a little bit in the preseason, man. You got to. I understand it's still practice. It's not like he's not practicing, so I understand that. But it's good to at least get some game reps. I should say that, because you don't want to, when it's real game speed happening like that, you know what I mean? You don't want to come out rusty, especially with a new system. So I don't know. I agree with you guys. I think Matt Ryan definitely should at least play at the most, at least a quarter. But I mean, I guess
what I seen also, guys, I don't know if you guys seen it, but this is my take on it. It looked like we was playing scared. Like, we didn't want to get nobody hurt. We didn't want to attempt to get nobody hurt. But at the same time, it's like you can get hurt at any time. You can't play scared. Brian Flores, which I told Nate, when he said when we played Miami, the head coach, he said it perfectly. They was asking him about playing his starters. He said, "Listen, all our starters are playing. We got to get that game time in." He was like, "We don't play scared. We going out here to play."
Yeah.
And I think that was a shot to us, because we playing scared, man. Like, how do you not play your starters? Like, at least one series. Come on now.
At least one.
That's crazy.
Let me shine in on what Sean was mentioning about Matt Ryan. I mean, just to piggyback off of that, and we don't have Julio, so he need that continuity. I mean, don't get me wrong, he played with Russell Gage and Calvin Ridley for the past few years, but you still got to build timing. Just know where to be and how the ball is coming to you. Like, especially with all the new wide receivers that we got, tight ends we got. I mean, all that continuity, those reps in practice are good, but it totally looks and changes in live action.
Right. I wanted to see Matt Ryan throw to Tajay Sharp or Christian Blake. I wanted to see the timing with those guys.
Frank Darby.
Frank Darby. But I will say, though, Josh Rosen really looked good for only having a week and not knowing his whole playbook. He was out there dropping dimes, and half of those receivers was dropping. So when he learned his playbook, he's only, I think, 24. He can take over this offense if he keep playing like that once Matt Ryan moved on or whatever. Because Josh Rosen looked really good. I think he done found his spot.
He did.
With us. But moving on to question number 2. How do you guys feel about the cuts and the 53-man roster? Starting with you, Nate.
Wasn't too surprising. I think we've got a solid competitive team. The only surprise that I can honestly say is probably I had him on top of my head. Um, I really wanted either Sagapolo or a bigger nose tackle. That's probably like the only biggest thing. But like I said, I want to trust the process. I'm just a man sitting on the couch. I'm just a fan enjoying my boys. So I'm just hoping that the team assembled a very competitive team and a nice little product to put on the field. But overall, my boy Chris Williamson, he was shining. Yeah, don't get me wrong. He did have a little spurts here and there, but I was hoping he would have made the team over Muzi and Kendall Sheffield. I don't understand. I guess everybody got to be injured in order to guarantee a spot on the 53 man. I guess that's
Kenneth Sheffield turned into Doctor Strange using that magic to make this team. I'm just gonna say that.
Don't get me wrong.
That was insane.
I'm a big fan. I mean, I'm a fan of Kendall Sheffield, but my dude, you was always hurt. Some nagging injury.
Sheffield, yeah. Cornerback, right?
Yeah. The cornerback. And don't get me wrong, I ain't taking nothing away from him, but if Chris Williamson pretty much doing the same thing, but a little bit better than Kendall Sheffield.
He did.
It's not like that Kendall Sheffield stood out whenever he is healthy because he makes ultimate mistakes, holding, playing out of position, beating double moves on his neck. He hasn't been a solid cornerback since we picked him up. Yeah, he got spurts, but I figured Chris Williamson earned a spot. But he's on a practice squad. Hopefully, he can get that 53 man. But for the most part, I like the 53 man roster.
Okay, Sean, what do you feel about that? How do you feel about it?
I mean, yeah, I pretty much agree. I mean, honestly, I'm just ready for week one, man. I mean, we've been going through the cuts week by week, training camp. We're excited, you know what I mean? So I can't really say it's necessarily any big shocks, you know what I mean? I'm just ready for week one. And like you said, the best case scenario is if they're at least on the practice squad, I mean, they can always be activated. We know injuries come and go throughout the whole season. So man, I'm fine with this roster, to be honest.
Okay, me myself personally, I wasn't surprised by any cuts we made except for one, and that was Caleb Huntley, the running back. I thought he played well enough, and he was balling all preseason. He was like probably the main bright spot on offense besides Josh Rosen. Playing, I thought he did enough, I thought, to make the team. But I was very disappointed until we cut him and we signed Wayne Gallman Jr. from the Giants, running back. That was a huge upgrade because he took over for Saquon Barkley last year and did his thing. Had over 628 yards. The guy is all around complete running back. You know what I'm saying? He can block out the backfield. He catches like a receiver. He's got speed to burn. He's powerful. He trucks people. He's got some wiggle. He got a lot of agility. He can make people miss. He can do it all as a running back, and I think it's an upgrade. That's like having kind of like I say maybe a better version of Brian Hill / Tevin Coleman back. But
I can see it.
A little smaller, but
you got him to go along with Mike Davis, and then as far as the third running back, I don't know what they're doing because they only got two running backs listed right now. It was Cordell Patterson, but they moved him to wide receiver. So unless they still going to use him at running back, I don't know. Unless they're going to pick up somebody else.
Yeah, and I could see them, for a third down back. I mean, you could still put Cordell. Remember, the Falcons, we always like using the Wildcat formation sometimes too to mix it up. So you can easily have Cordell in the backfield and mix up some things. I think Russell Gage actually kind of has an arm too. I remember he threw a bomb to Julio Jones. He dropped it against Dallas. But yeah, man. So
I think Russell Gage played quarterback at one point.
Exactly. So and like you said, Wayne Gallman, shout out to Gwinnett County, played against him in high school, man. Pretty good back and things like that. So yeah, I think it's definitely.
I think that's a sleeper pickup right there. Yeah, Wayne Gallman's gonna be good, man. I'm telling you, if the offensive line holds up, but
always gotta hold up.
Yeah, we're getting to that.
Yeah,
but
I like
number 3, and this is Sean's question, which I really liked, and I was fired up about. He knows how I am about this stuff. It says, is really a number 11 receiver in the league, or is he a top 5 receiver in the league? Nate, I'm going to
Oh,
start with you.
I'm see. I'm kind of torn between. I mean, I'm not gonna put him at number 11. That's blasphemy, disrespectful, right there. Because, but I can't put him at number 5 because it's a five. It's receivers are freakish and they are talented. So it's like Calvin Ridley can bring it. He's talented. So it's like I'm kind of torn. I don't know where to. I know I ain't gonna put no rookie, no first year wide receiver over it. So, but I mean, I didn't even have time to even go over a list. But 5-1, you know, Devontae Adams, Stephon Diggs, I mean, you got to put Julio Jones, I mean, Mike Evans. I mean, the list goes on and on. It's like Calvin really can't.
Mike Evans is. I'm just gonna say it. Mike Evans is not better than Ridley, but go ahead, continue.
He's nice though. I mean, but it's like he has his own.
Nice.
I mean, but that's what I'm saying. I'm just naming off. I didn't put them in no particular order. But I mean, it's just that's hard, dog. He ain't no top. I mean, he ain't no 11. He's a lot better. But it's
so what? So where would you place him? Now we're gonna get this answer today. You ain't getting out of this. We're gonna get this.
You might need to see the list again, man. You might need to see the list again. That's a lot of receivers.
Okay. If they placed him at number 11, you see he's at number 11.
Yeah.
In the top 100, where would you place him out of all the receivers in the league? Yeah, Nate. Yeah, I'm kind of asking Nate, but now I'm gonna get to you.
I put him at 6 or 7. I'll put him at 6 or 7.
6 or 7.
Yeah, I'll put him at 6 or 7.
So who's I put over him?
I mean, I put him over Amari Cooper, and I like Amari Cooper. Everybody say Amari Cooper is a good route runner. He ain't better than Calvin Ridley. I'm sorry.
Technically, a lot of people got Amari Cooper as the best route runner. A lot of people.
Exactly. I know, but I don't think. I think Calvin.
And I ain't taking nothing away from Cooper. If you ever seen his route run, he is a beast at route running. So I ain't taking nothing away from that.
That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of route runners out there that it's hard to place. Really.
Yeah, it ain't too many like Cooper though. He's special, man. When it comes to route.
I mean, really, but he's an Alabama boy, so it's like
all of them in that mode, man. All of them come from Alabama and run them routes, man. That's what they do.
I mean, you could probably, if you really just really think about it. I mean, Keenan Allen, he's a good route runner.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's one of the best. And say I got no issue with that.
11 probably might be a good spot for him. But at the same time, it's like me being a dirty bird. I don't want him that far down. But me personally, like I said, 6 or 7. I'm staying with 6 or 7.
All right, Sean, moving to you because I want to hear this.
No, man. I mean, I agree with Nate, and it's like when you really think about it. And again, I'll say this: Calvin. First of all, I'm glad Calvin really made the top 100. Excuse me, because he's number 65, and he didn't make it. This is first year making it, and I think this is about to be his 4th year in the league. So first off, I'm glad he made the list. When you rank, you got to think though, guys, receivers and defense. Well, you got to think it's at least 3 to 4 receivers on the field, possibly at a given time. So for Calvin Ridley to be the 11th ranked receiver, and we understand when he came in his rookie season, him and Julio was that 1-2 punch. It was like, ooh, he's scoring more touchdowns than Julio. Yeah. Although it's not always about the touchdowns, it's about the receiving yards. And Julio always is up. He's a leader elite. So with Calvin Ridley, man, he did it last year. Last year was definitely a breakout season. He's already had, I guess, the breakout season his first couple of years. He's been consistent, but last year you've seen with Julio being out majority of the season, hey, this is our guy. This can be the guy. I will say this though, as a Falcons fan, a lot of times I did see Calvin Ridley, and it's nothing bad on his game at all because he's a great route runner. They showed it too. But a lot of times I see Calvin Ridley explode in the first half. And a little bit in the third and fourth quarter, it's like, where's Ridley? You might see a Russell Gage. Or it's like when you need. I'm not saying he can't make the big play when you need it. I'm not saying that, but I will see a huge explosion on the first drive, the first couple of drives of the first half, and then Calvin really you might not see him at least possibly for the rest of the game, or even just it might be a spurt or a moment. So with Calvin really,
you mean after he got over 100 something yards already?
Yeah. Like you might have like 100 yards or something in the first half, or 80, 85 yards or something like that. All I'm saying is this: I think when you look at it, being ranked number 11, and this has been your first year on the top 100 players list, I don't think it's a bad thing. I know us as Falcons fans, we wouldn't see higher, but I'm
Yeah.
end off with this. So they had Devontae Adams 1, Devontae Adams 1, D Hop 2, Stephon Diggs 3. I can't remember the exact order, but I know, like you said, Mike Evans, I think, was maybe number 8. Keenan Allen was I think 9. AJ Brown was 10. DK Metcalf was ahead of him. So this is about 7 receivers. I already said Stephon Diggs. I'm trying to think of some other guys, but again, Julio Jones was ahead of him. And I mean, I was Mike Thomas. I don't think Michael Thomas. Michael Thomas probably was. I don't know. And I understand that the injuries and everything.
Michael Thomas was ahead of him too, which is
I think it might have been. That might be 10. But
That's a good argument.
when you exactly, Nathan. When you really look at it, I mean, it's kind of tough to say he's flat out better. I understand the injuries. Travis, you like pointing toward. But when it's all said and done, these guys is playing. I mean, when these guys are fully healthy, and these are about the players, Travis, it's about the players. It's like, I mean, it's really so much better. It might be a no. It might be like this much. So I really don't disagree. I'm glad to have Ridley that high. And Amari Cooper wasn't on the list. These guys were on the list because of the performance. They didn't have Dak. Maybe they would have been on the list. CD wasn't on the list. Justin Jefferson was ahead of him. I don't know. I'll be honest with that. I don't know about that one. He did have the most. He did set the all-time rookie records and stuff, I guess, last year. But I like to see a little bit more from one year. So that's probably one I probably disagree with. But at the same time, did he have a better season? Yeah, but at the same time, it's kind of. It's a toss-up with that. I don't want to say he's just overall better than Ridley, but did he have a better season last year? It's debatable. So I'll leave it at that. I don't think the ranking's that bad.
I will say this. Of course, a lot of these receivers are going to have better seasons because they got better quarterbacks throwing them the ball. Majority of them.
Travis said that?
They're Matt Ryan. So, of course, they're going to be they're going to get a lot more yards and stuff. You got to think. Ridley got that with Matt Ryan. He got over 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns. With Matt
a top
Ryan.
10 quarterback, you said though. A top 10 quarterback.
Yeah, I get it. But imagine if Kevin Ridley was with Aaron Rodgers. What would he have? Think about that. What would he really have if he was with somebody like Aaron Rodgers? He did this with Matt Ryan.
Travis, I got to contest to you though. Julio Jones basically is arguably the best receiver, statistic-wise, with Matt Ryan. You understand that, right?
Okay.
But I mean, you trying to throw shots at Matt Ryan?
No, I'm not throwing shots. I'm just being real. Like I'm saying, for how many yards that Kevin Ridley had, he could have been even better with a better quarterback. That's what I'm saying. So if you're going with when you say, oh, this receiver had more yards than Kevin Ridley, well, I mean, they probably was going to him more. The quarterback could have been better. It's many variables that comes down with that. Is what I'm saying. I'm not like just taking shots at Matt Ryan. I'm just saying that it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like, if you put Kevin Ridley with Aaron Rodgers, he would have had even more than that. I believe. That's just me. You know.
Not if Devontae Adams on the field at the same time though.
It's like Calvin.
Well, I don't know.
Do you normally see Calvin really like looking for like? I don't know. I think he needs to be more of an all-around wide receiver. I mean, he can run routes and he's a deep threat. He can, but it's like the over the middle, finding little zone spots, stuff like that. I see that more with like Keenan Allen. Even though Keenan Allen, it's just certain variables that you can throw in as a wide receiver that can get you more catches, get you more yards. Get the ball in your hands. I mean, it's instead of just running like a handful of routes. Like
I got no issue with Keenan Allen, but to say Mike Evans is better than Ridley, I totally.
Oh no, I mean,
I just don't think he's better than Ridley. Not all around, he's not. And Michael Thomas, like this is ridiculous, man. Like we know better. This is ridiculous. He's the slant king for crying out loud. Come on.
I ain't gonna say Mike Evans. Like he really shocked me. Like I didn't think Mike Evans was gonna be that like where he at, but he's a decent.
Yeah, Mike Evans is the flavor of the month, man. Let's be real. But like I said, they got him rated 11. My point was he's not a number 11. And I think he's a top 5 receiver. I really do. It ain't too
Top
many
5?
receivers.
Oh, Tyreek
Absolutely.
Hill, forgot about him too.
Man, stop. Man,
Who?
stop. Tyreek Hill is
Tyreek
not a
Hill.
better receiver than Ridley. No.
You see, I put Tyreek Hill
Let
at
me tell y'all
number.
something, man. Let me tell you.
I'll put Tyreek
That's
Hill at
it.
number 11.
That's
You
it.
know,
That is it. That is it. I can't take it no more. I'm tired of hearing about Tyreek Hill as the best receiver, one of the best receivers. Listen, man.
Bro,
You
he's
take
top
this
5,
man-
Travis. Come
You
on,
take
man.
this man's speed away from him. He's another good receiver. But what
Yeah.
makes him so good is his speed.
yeah.
He just runs straight. He can run straight on any corner and just outrun him. Don't make him better, like an all-around better receiver than this man over here. Like, this is ridiculous, man. Like,
But
I've
Travis,
seen him just run straight up with a cornerback and outrun him by like 6 or 7 yards, and we're saying he's the best receiver. Man, this is ridiculous.
I never said he's the best, but Travis.
No,
hear
I'm
me
not
out
saying
real
you.
quick.
I'm not saying you. I'm
Yeah,
saying
yeah,
the
yeah.
general
I know what you
public.
mean. I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Yeah, the
Elite.
general public.
Yeah. But Travis, hear me out though. But that analogy is like saying if Steph Curry can take his 3-point shot away, what is it? It's part of his game. You got to give it to him. What's the difference between him and John Ross?
No.
John
I'm
Ross
not.
is
No,
fast.
listen to me. You're not getting what I'm saying. I'm not taking. Okay, he got speed. I'm not saying.
It's not just the go
that-
routes though, Travis.
I
You
can't
see what
say
he does
that.
with slants and everything, bro. It's not just the go route. I'm gonna let you go ahead.
So you telling me Tyreek Hill is a better receiver than Kevin Ridley?
I mean, if somebody said he is, I'm not gonna debate it.
Why not? What?
Because look what he does, bro. Like, come on, 200 yards in the first quarter against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
You got Mahomes throwing him the ball, man. Are you serious?
I get it, but
All right,
Mahomes is throwing him the
question.
ball in the
All
Super
right,
Bowl, and that didn't happen.
Better question.
Yeah, it's all good.
Put Ridley with Kansas City and let Mahomes throw the ball. How much you think Ridley will have?
I mean, I don't know. I'm not into hypotheticals like that because you never know, bro. You never know.
I'm just making a point that you're not telling me that Tyreek Hill is better than Kevin Ridley as a receiver all around. No, I'm not hearing it. I'm sorry.
I don't know.
I am not hearing it.
I don't know, man.
I'm not hearing that from you, Nate, and nobody else. I am not hearing that.
It's all good, bro. It's all good.
I'll never say Tyreek Hill. I mean, but he is for him to be an undrafted rookie.
He's a very good receiver. I'm not saying he's not good.
He transitioned to a good receiver.
Top 5, man.
Solid. I ain't gonna put him at top 5.
So you gonna put him in top 5, but won't put Ridley in top? See what I'm saying, man? This is crazy, man.
He was 15th, bro. Like, come on, man.
I can literally say, like, dog, he
But
is.
I think y'all be messing with me at some believe it.
It's all good, bro. I love it, bro. Go ahead, Nate.
Moss, he give you that Randy Moss element where he just run past the defense. You know, I mean, if he was taller, then we could sit there and debate this. But he's just a short speedster.
But if he didn't have that speed, will we still be talking about him?
I mean, he does run good routes because the speed basically.
I get it, but the speed is what helps him to get all of this, though. If it wasn't for that speed,
Ridley's fast too.
Will he be? No, I get it, but come on, man. Tyreek Hill has track Olympic type speed.
He does.
It ain't too many players like that. Yeah. That's because they schemed for him and they figured out how to stop him. Tampa Bay just
exactly
that defense.
Exactly.
I mean, he's a good weapon to have. So
right, but I'm saying, but if you take that
speed away
from him,
I put him in the top 10 because he's a threat.
But okay, I got no issue with that. But don't say top 5. I'm not even trying to hear that. But if you take his speed away from him, does he still does the same things and get the same yardage and all that? If y'all being honest with yourself, y'all know better, man. Come on, y'all know better.
Come on, bro. You being unfair, Travis.
I'm being unfair.
That's a big thing, bro.
All right. Let me say it this way then. Maybe it'll make more sense.
It's all good, man. I feel you. I understand.
Give all the receivers top athletic Olympic speed and see if they do the same things.
Everybody's different though. Look at Michael Thomas. He doesn't have that speed, but he's always 143 receptions. We got to get credit when credit is due.
That's all they got. What do you mean?
I got some other good receivers, man.
I get it, but that's still a lot when you know he's gonna run it. And I don't feel like
I don't keep up with
See, that's what I'm saying. Man. I have to say it. That's crazy. But anyway, we can't spend too much time.
Yeah, it's all good. We good.
Disagree. I get fired up on stuff like this.
It's all good.
All right. next question. I'm still fired up, but next question.
That's funny.
What do you guys expect from the Falcons, and what do you expect to see this season? Starting with you, Sean.
Yeah, man, the Falcons, man. I just want to see how we can close out games, man. I mean, that's obviously been the Achilles heel. Honestly, even the Mike Smith there. Let's not forget against the Seattle Seahawks, a division round. We were up what 20-0. They ended up coming back. We barely won that game. Next week against Colin Kaepernick and the 49ers lost the NFC Championship game after being up 17-0. This has been with the Falcons before the Dan Quinn era, man. So I just want to see how we can close out games. I want to see, how the offense does gel. Mike Davis having a big impact in the run game. I think he's been underrated since coming out of college. To be honest, I like his quickness. I know we talked about this before on the earlier episodes. So I want to see how the offense is. But I really want to see the defense. I know we might address that as well, maybe later in the show. But the defense, man, I really want to see what we do because our secondary is kind of left, man, and it's going to be up to AJ Terrell to honestly be one of the veterans on that side of football. Grady Jarrett, Deion Jones, leaders on defense. But I really want to see how, if we have a lead, what's the mindset? You know what I mean? Because we still understand as Falcons fans. You could be up 14 with 3 minutes left. Is it really over?
Yeah.
Is it really over? You know what I mean? So I want to see how we do against adversity. That's what I want to see this year.
Yeah, you hit it right on the nail, dog. Just finishing. Like, I want to see how we act in the third quarter. That third quarter is always like we fall into a loophole or something. We don't know what to do in the third quarter. We good. That third quarter, then it's like you start seeing, everything just start falling apart. Like, I want to see how this new coaching regime have this team after the half and in the last 2 minutes of the fourth quarter. Because we need to fix those. Like first quarter, second quarter, I ain't got a problem with that. But it's just those last 2 quarters. We need to learn how to finish games, and not just play relaxed, especially in the fourth quarter. Just we got the lead. Let's go drink some Kool-Aid or something, and just watch everybody just like saying,
cruise through it, right?
What the hell happened? That should be our fucking slogan last year. What the hell happened? Everything was going away. Like shit. Like that's probably the main thing. Just learning how to close. Just closing.
And like I said, I agree. Piggybacking off of what you guys said, y'all took care of everything. There's not really much more I can say. As far as like finishing games, of course, we have to learn how to finish. But not just that. Something else y'all now thinking about, something else too that we have to do. We have to start playing with a killer instinct. We have to go in and want to put our foot on their neck, not just beat them, destroy them. We have to have that mindset, that mentality.
Oh, we had that mindset in the first, second quarter.
I'm saying this, I'm talking about the whole game. We have to, not just get up with the score and then just kind of like,
we won't them. We don't finish them. I know what you mean.
Yeah. Right. And just sit back and just kind of glide. Like, oh, we up by 20. We fine. No. Keep scoring as much as you can till the game's over. I don't care if it's 50-something to freaking 20-something. Keep going like Kansas City do. They get a killer instinct, man, and they don't stop. You know what I mean?
Patriots of old.
Patriots, yeah. Like you say, you got to do that, man. So that's what I see we really got to do, too. Like I said, just execute, have a killer instinct, finish games.
Yeah.
But that's what I see. Going to question number 5. Are you concerned about the O-line? Starting with you, Nate.
A little bit. Just a little bit. For the simple fact we didn't see Jeff Hennessy in the preseason. But they saying all the good things to have us, optimistic. Like, oh, we're gonna be okay. We're gonna be okay. But when you don't see him, my brother, no, we're not. No, we're not. Like that that's just like a good solid question. That then not finding a left guard. Like we still having trouble trying to figure out that position. I'm hoping that we have, Jalen Mayfield do take it. I even like the new addition. What's his name? Kobe Gossett. He can run, but is he starter material? I mean, McGarry, Lindstrom, Jake Matthews. We okay with those three. It's just that center and that left guard is
Hmm.
gonna always be a question. I truly believe in Jeff Hennessy, but how much do I really want to believe in Jeff Hennessy? That and he didn't play. To be continued on this. But I am worried. I am.
Okay, Sean, how do you feel about the O line?
Nervous, man. I understand that again, again, not all the starters played, so on all the starters on the offensive line didn't play too. But at the same time, I mean, it didn't look too good seeing Felipe get sacked. The thing I do like about Felipe, he can move. He'll scramble. It will definitely move the chains. But I don't remember having 10 completions the whole preseason. You know what I mean? And just seeing our guys get sacked a lot, man. If Matt Ryan can't scramble like Felipe, you know what I mean? He can try to do something. So if the offensive line isn't that good this year, it's going to be a long season. You can have all the weapons in the world, but it starts up front. If you can't protect nobody, if you can't block anyone, it's over. We've seen a high power. Even though we are talking about Tyreek Hill, we seen what happened. We seen what happened to the Chiefs when they have an offensive line. You can have all those weapons, but hey, you get discombobulated when you do get the ball because it's not a rhythm. You might start dropping passes. We seen them drop passes in the Super Bowl. So it starts up front with the offensive line, man. I'm a little nervous, but at the same time, again, it's like the first question. It's just the preseason. I want to see the starters out there, but I'll be honest, it didn't look too good. It didn't look too good in the preseason, man. I'm I'm a little concerned. I'll say that. I'm about like a
Right.
6 out of 10,
And
something like
far
that.
and far as I'm concerned with the Chiefs, I know they was missing some offensive linemen and had injuries, but I can't take away from Tampa Bay's defense and setting up for them too. They was
That's
prepared
true.
for them.
Oh
They
yeah.
was ready.
That's true.
They was ready. They game plan flawlessly for them and stopped them. Just like we was ready for them, man. We should have beat them. We was ready for them. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But
Both teams.
that's one of them things, man. Some people is catching on to the Chiefs and figuring out how to beat them. It's a couple.
Hmm.
It's like maybe four teams that got their number. I think that knows how to beat
Yep.
them. They just gotta execute, but they know how to
Yeah,
beat them.
that's good.
I'm not saying everybody, but I'm just saying there's a couple teams that know how. But as far as our O line, man, listen, I am worried because we didn't see the full O line, all the starters together to see what we really have. Like, so we're going into the week one blind. We don't know
Yeah.
what to expect. you
Yeah.
know. And Josh Rosen, he can move around a little bit. He showed that he can move, when the offensive line breaks down. I mean, he's not Felipe Franks, but I'm just saying, he showed that he can move around. And Felipe Franks, all he got to do is just work on his passing, his timing a little bit. He already has the running skills. If he works on his passing and get that down, he's going to be a problem. So if he does that, he'll be fine. But
Right.
as far as the O line, man, I think that, yeah, man, we gotta see what we're doing, man. Because right now, like I said, we're going into a blind. We have no idea what we're gonna see. Like none.
I'm hoping Arthur Smith, him being an old offensive line, have us ready. I'm just hoping.
I
I'm
guess
just going
we'll,
on a
hey, I guess
limb.
we'll find out.
Going on a limb. I mean, at the end of the day, we ain't got no choice. It
Yeah, pretty much,
is
pretty much.
what it is.
Going on to question number 6. What is your biggest concern on defense? Starting with you, Sean.
Secondary, man. Secondary. Like I mentioned earlier, we don't have Keanu. We don't have, excuse me, Keanu Neal, KZ back there anymore. Two veterans and things like that. So it's gonna be up to AJ Terrell. We drafted him last year. Had flashes a little bit here and there, but I think the secondary, even in the preseason, bro, we just we were getting exposed with the passing, and again, I understand that all the starters are out there this preseason, but just for the things that we've seen, I mean, it's not like we still got to get a better pass rush. Ray Jarrett's gonna do his thing, but I like to see us get to the quarterback a little bit more, But I would say the secondary is probably the thing. The thing I worry about the most when it comes towards the defense, we got to get more turnovers. We've never been a team that really get a lot of turnovers in the secondary. I mean, our last best secondary defender was Deion Sanders back in the day. Let's be honest. We don't really. Brent Grimes is good. He was good. He was a Pro Bowler, but you really have
Well,
to think.
big play Ray was pretty good too. I'll
Yeah,
say that.
Ray Buchanan, he was good, but you got to think this is 10 plus years ago. You know what I mean? So it's like the Falcons. We got to have that identity. We got to make plays in the secondary because some of these other teams They do have that, and when you create turnovers, it just helps our offense. It already helps. It helps our offense that's already explosive out a lot more. So secondary is the thing I'm concerned about for the defense.
Okay, Nate, how do you feel about that?
I can contest to that, but with us having veteran safeties, I still would think the nickel back,
Hmm.
not the secondary as a whole, but just a nickel. Because during the Cleveland game, I understand it was just a vanilla base because we didn't really blitz that much. So I say this to say over the middle, inside linebackers. I understand it wasn't the starters, but if the starters get hurt, these are the players that's going to be on the field in just that middle of the field. The safeties, middle linebackers, and for some reason, just containment. Nobody can. I said defense as a whole. Like that was very discouraging just watching. And I get that the coaches was just putting them under pressure just to see what they do, not trying to dictate the offense, but just allow them to have man coverage, uh, stress them out, so to speak. And what I seen was very not fun to watch because Tucci Martin, I hope and pray we don't watch him cover anymore. I'm sorry. He's good at running passer, but they don't need Tucci
But
cover.
they shouldn't have had him doing it anyway. That's the point. That's why I say the coach should
Like
know what they
that
have.
type of stuff just, like I get it. You try to see his limit, what he's able to do, what he can't do. I get that aspect of it, but don't do that no more. We already seen that. Let that go in the wind. Throw that film away. We don't need to look at that. But yeah, just the middle of our defense. I'm hoping that the safeties, us having veteran safeties and Jalen Hawkins and Richie Grant, they keep developing and they hold that secondary tight. So I mean, for the most part, like our nickel, because I think that's my biggest issue. Because the nickel, we gonna get tapped. They gonna target our nickel. So in our second cornerback. So yeah, I guess I wasn't trying to agree with Sean, but I guess like so the secondary is the biggest concern.
Okay, what I'll say on that as far as the defense, like I said, man, pass rush, which I think it looks. I don't even know what to expect, man. I mean, the first game they showed
Yeah,
flashes of what we
yeah.
could be. I think that's the real us. I think, you know what I mean. But like I said, we didn't see enough, man. And like I said, the secondary, man. I'm not gonna put too much stock in that because it was a lot of tomato cans out there. That's not even with the team no more. So
You be killing
and,
each other.
I gotta call them tomato cans, man. That's what I gotta call them because they're not even with the team no more. And just like on offense, like poor Felipe, he's out there playing with a bunch of tomato cans too. Like put him with the first string offense and see what he can do. I think his passes will get a lot better, I believe, because he have better options and better
I
weapons to
Yeah.
mean,
use.
it was
You
okay
know,
until they started dropping the balls. Like,
yeah.
you know,
So he had to do a lot, man. And then he's playing with like third string offensive line and stuff. I'm like, dude, like, what do you expect this dude? Like, you're throwing him to the wolves, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but that's what I see on that. And hopefully, the first game, preseason game we seen with the defense, pass rush, that's the real us, and that's what we'll see. But like I said, everything was so vanilla. They had like they were scared to show anything. We don't have no idea what our team gonna look like, literally. So that's how I see it. Okay, going into the last one. How do we see the Eagles game playing out? What are your thoughts? Starting with you, Sean.
Man, I just we really don't know. You know what I mean? Because it's going it's going to be 1 o'clock game, home game, and we got to see Matt Ryan and see how he does. I'm excited to see how the offense is. Matt Ryan and Kyle Pitts, Mike Davis and all these guys, like we already mentioned. But I think the pressure getting on Jalen Hurts. Excuse me, I respect Jalen Hurts a lot. I think he's going to be a solid quarterback. But we got to get pressure, man. We know he can extend plays. But this should be a game we can win. I mean, I don't look at the Eagles being an explosive team. Obviously, they got Jalen Rigger, I believe that's his name, and they got a few weapons, Miles Sanders and things like that. But for us, man, I just think I think the biggest thing is getting pressure. I think our offense will eventually click. I can see kind of throughout the game getting his rhythm. But I feel like in order to win this game, we got to get pressure because you don't want to sit and give a dual-threat quarterback time to think about running, or just completing passes. So the edge rush is gonna be key to me to win this game.
Okay, Nate, how do you feel about the Eagles
Uh,
game?
not so much worried about. I mean, no disrespect to Jalen Hurts, but I think our linebackers is fast enough to
Sure.
hopefully contain him and
Yeah.
keep him in the pocket to keep him a la confused for the most part. I'm going on a limb and saying that. My biggest issue with the Eagles is Fletcher Cox. No
Yeah.
disrespect to everybody else.
Mhm.
That's the first and only mofo I want to take care of. They can't allow this man to disrupt us. And knowing we got a rookie left guard and a second man playing center, I know he over there just eating, just sucking his chops, just like, oh, I can't wait to first week one. I can't wait to week one. I'm gonna baptize these dudes. Like offensive line, control a lot of scrimmage, first and foremost, running the ball. That we got to get that going. I can care less if Matt Ryan throw the ball 15 times. If it's me and I'm playing any simulation game, I'm trying to run the ball at least 55 to 75 times. And everybody gonna have 10 plus carries. I'm sorry, we gonna grind this mug out. Control a lot of scrimmage and just contain on defense. Like keep it smart, keep it simple, confuse a young quarterback, make him work. I mean, that's just plain and simple.
Right, and I'll touch on this too. I said, first of all, I'm not gonna underestimate Jalen Hurts. The boy's nice, and
Yeah.
he can move. And I'm a little concerned about his running out of the pocket because shooting preseason, we've seen quarterbacks with lesser talent running all over our defense, making them look bad. So they can do it. I'm not overlooking Jalen Hurts at all. So I'm a little concerned about that. But I think, like I said, our pass rush, hopefully that what we see in the first game is real. And if that is the case, we should be fine because I think they're going to get after him. And like I say, run the ball, play action off of that. Matt Ryan do what he do. We got plenty of weapons. He's got no excuse as long as the offensive line hold up.
Yes,
And
sir.
we should pick the Eagles apart. We should blow them out. That's how I see it going. Like far as our receivers, like what corners do they have that's going to stop Hayden Hurst, Kyle Pitts, Russell Gage, Kevin Ridley, Zacchaeus, Christian Blake, Tajay Sharp, Frank
I mean, the only one I think they got is
Darnold.
Darius Slade.
I don't.
Darius Slade. I mean,
I'm
he's
saying
okay,
like
but
I don't,
I
and
don't
he
know
can't even
nobody.
take on our second best. So I mean, Russell Gage will kill him. So like I don't even see
Darius, Darius
watch what I
Slade
tell
is
you.
nice though. He's
Watch what I
nice.
tell you. Watch what I tell you. We're gonna
Oh,
come
Gage
back
is
to this
nice.
moment. He is
Gage is
nice.
nice. He's good.
But
Yeah.
Russell Gage is gonna kill him if
Okay.
he's on him. I'm
I
telling
hope
you this
so. I
now.
hope so. I hope
And
so.
Darius Slade.
our
Yeah.
receivers, man, we should light them up, man. It should be a field day for us. Like honestly,
I
I'm
like
looking at
Darius Slade though. I like
yeah,
him.
I'm looking at the score being like
I ain't no
I'm,
score
I'm,
man.
I'm gonna say 34 to I'm gonna say 34 to 20. That's why I look at the score
Ready
being.
for the 20.
21-17 for me.
Yeah, that's about right.
See, I was gonna say 20, 28. I say, 27, 33. Yeah, somewhere around there, 17. I give them 17 points.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because they shouldn't be scoring over 20 points on us with the weapons
I'm
they have.
hoping,
I don't think they will.
I'm hoping.
You
I'm
know,
hoping
hopefully
that
if the
I
defense
at least want
fit
to.
like I think,
That's my target. I want this defense to at least not allow more than 20 points per game.
Yeah, because I see that Dean Pease is gonna sit in the house, man. They're gonna be coming after Jalen Hurts. Like you say, he's
Oh yeah,
young
okay,
quarterback. I don't know if he's gonna be able to handle those coverages, man. He gonna be sitting in the house. So
and just keep it. I mean, just disguise it. You know,
Yeah.
make him start. And I think that's probably one of the reasons why we haven't showed nothing.
right.
You know, hey, might just be a good thing for us starting in week 1.
And with that being said, is there anything else you guys want to touch on before we end it?
I'm happy to be back. I mean,
Be back,
Absolutely.
definitely.
been missing it. We've been kind of busy. Sorry, everybody that's tuning in or whoever views it. Just like, share, subscribe, all the above. Hit the bell icon. Keep supporting us. We love y'all. I mean, just happy to be back. Been missing this thing.
Right, like I say, follow us, man. Like I say, follow Just Good Network on YouTube and on Facebook. Follow Birds of Prey ATL on Facebook and on YouTube. Like I said, Flying High Podcast. You know what I mean? Follow us on YouTube. You know what I mean? Subscribe, share, join, follow the show. And like I said, with that being said, I am your host, Travis, and this is my co-host, Nate and Sean, and we are out. Until next time.
Find our podcast on Twitter too. Follow us.